All right. So it's a cheeky kind of day today.
Wait. Give me 2 seconds, please.
You can have 20 seconds. I'm just logging into Twitter here so I can share that myself. So yeah, we're gonna do a little update about the uplift today. Juan helped me out. I was like basically in tears a couple minutes ago, metaphorically. Because I had everything ready. I was gonna go in world. We were gonna put up gratitude. It was gonna be magical, and all that stuff worked last night. And this morning I go to log into Minecraft, and I can't log into Microsoft. So all the servers are still up, but I can't freaking show you that. So I'm a little frustrated, sad about that. And dealing with all sorts of crazy stuff. But there's tons of updates. Like I literally want to go through basically the announcements in the past 6 weeks to remind myself what we've managed to accomplish in the last 6 weeks, because it's an idiotically stupidly large amount. So it's fun. There's lots going on. There's lots that is coming up. So here we are with like a little update about the uplift, just because I try to mention it during the show, but there's so many things now. Every time we have somebody on, there's like 50,000 things we got to talk about. So it's tough to sort of remind myself to keep people posted about that stuff. But yeah, so you shared. Do you want to get into that right off the bat, the way that you just shared this out on Twitter, or you want to just let people find out?
Well, I don't know. Should we get started with that, or should we go first through your update?
So, if my whole thing is if you have something difficult or challenging to do, you do it first. I feel like Uplift has a lot to sell right now, and but on the same token, like we have a lot of rebuilding to do, and there's still apparently a ton of people that have no freaking clue what I'm about, who I am, what's going on with Uplift. And people love to kind of share their opinions. If we're gonna say anything about that, let's do it now, and then we can get to just all the freaking wins, because we have them recently.
So yeah, I don't know if there's anybody seeing the show right now. I don't really know, to be honest.
There's 13 people on right now.
But yeah, I have this question for you guys. Should we stop with the NFT show? Is it so offensive? Is it so bad? Are we promoting scammers? Are we doing everything wrong here? Because if we are, let's freaking stop the NFT show now.
We could.
Is that the case? Are we really doing something so negative for the wax ecosystem here? Are we really doing here something to hurt people, to scam people, to I don't get it. But if you guys believe that, please let us know. And why should we do the most precious asset that we all have in life is time.
Amen.
And if I'm here wasting my time because nobody values what we are trying to do,
right,
then I should better go and spend time with my daughters. I should better go and spend time with my wife, and I should be doing something else.
Right. So,
but if there's people who find value, then that's a different.
That's kind of the thing, right? So, like the and this is sort of why we wanted to lean into this, just because there was like one person in the Nessie Blocks Discord channel that has some opinions, right? And like Ken is a pretty controversial figure. Whatever.
Wait. You also have to go to Twitter because there's
there's
drama
lots
there.
Oh, is there? Okay, we could do that.
Oh yes, drama there, drama everywhere. Everywhere. But
I've seen it.
And it's always the same 5 accounts that are
right. That's where I was headed. Right. So like there might be 5 to 10 people that want to talk shit all the time, but it's really it's not a large number. We had 140 people watching the show yesterday. We had over 100 people watching with Adrian from Wombat. Is he a scammer? Should we not have him on the show? He's one of the most fucking amazing people that I've ever met in my entire life. Bullshibbles. Everybody has everybody, like I've counted 3 people that have opinions about him. What he's doing with Shibble is objectively awesome. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Keck is going to be on at some point like that. So but I really, if and again, there's 27 people watching right now. Let's take a poll. How many people who are watching right now think we should just quit? I'll wait. I have coffee. Especially considering my favorite thing about what you did in the NFT Discord is like, why don't you come on and tell Corey how he's a scammer? Nothing.
Well, on Twitter, I also asked this guy who says you sold too many lands to come to the show. And he also says that we were overcharging people for features and we suddenly removed the paywall on NFT blocks. And I also invited him to come here and let's talk about let's talk about that. Let's talk about the NFT blocks tokenomics, and let's talk about the problems of delegated proof of stake and how there are shitloads of people here that are building stuff for free, crappy stuff for free, and giving it away just to be a block producer and get the rewards. And as they are Han Solo and not team players, they can live from that. So fuck, if you want to talk about why we did that and what is the real problem, please be my guest. You can come here whenever you want.
100%. That's and I know you mean that. For anybody who's watching this, this is not like.
And wait, sorry, Corey, to interrupt.
No, dude. I miss Juan the fucking bomb dropper.
I never played Our Planet. Never. Yeah. If they launch the game again, I will never play it anyway. No. But I don't hate them. I don't think they are scammers, and nothing like somebody saying they're over there.
Right.
If Ken thinks that Our Planet abused him or whatever, that's Ken's opinion. It's 100%. Not my opinion. So
no, I agree. Like that.
Sorry. And this is the only thing I have for everybody here at Wax is love, even for those assholes who are saying things about NFT blocks, Corey, say whatever you want. And still, I love you guys. That's it.
You're my favorite.
Then you can continue. But nobody said, should we stop this freaking show? Yes or no?
Not yet. I guess.
Okay.
We got 37 people. Always Geeky's like, nah, you guys should probably keep doing it. That's enough for me. As long as Always Geeky here is like, fuck it, we're good. We're good. I'm in. Sign me up.
Okay.
And really, like, it's and obviously people know and I have friends telling me, especially TC and everybody else, like, don't take this stuff personally. And I am trying to not take this stuff personally. And I'm not always good at it. There he is, the Keck.
The Keck.
Yeah, Keck. I mean, even if the only thing we ever did was talk about Keck for the next year, I would want to do this show. It's so much fucking fun. Oh, geez. And yeah, so we've talked about amazing things already. And again, the number of people that are detractors are not only small, but the vast majority of them are anonymous. Everybody wants to talk shit. Nobody wants to do it, out here in public where you have to prove yourself. But I love that you actually asked, like, some people that actually have, things that they don't like. Right? Like, there's too much Uplift land. Well, they should probably come talk to me because I talk about that all the time. There's too much Uplift land. I know. Right? And so we're coming up with ways to, be innovative and deal with that all the time. So that if they could have just come and talked to me about this stuff, like, they would know I'm not gone. Right? I'm not completely and totally vanished from the face of the earth.
To be fair here, you were gone.
Oh, yeah.
But you're here. But you're back.
Another
you're
issue.
And you're willing to fix your mistakes.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. What else can I do?
Yeah.
Just cry, I guess.
You could cry. You could disappear again.
Yeah.
I don't know. But if I was, I have a couple of land in the Uplift, not a lot, but if I felt scammed or whatever, still I would prefer you to be around and trying to rebuild, trying to do something, than you disappearing and me be like with my land forever and not being able to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, that's, one thing is better than the other. All right. So, have we talked about that enough to put it to bed? I mean, honestly, like, looking back at this show, we went from, 10, 15 people watching. We got to like between the 30s and 50s. We got 40 people watching right now. We've had a bunch of days over 100. Like, there's people are paying attention, and I hope that we can bring some value that way, right? I mean, I really do. Just like everything that we want to have everybody in the community, in the Wax community that's doing good stuff. We want to have them on, and we want to lift you up. That's the whole goddamn point for us. Like, it really is. We really, really enjoy that. It's super fun, and we think there's enough things going on Wax to make it worth our while. And so far, we're starting to get booked up, and it's gonna, only get more consistent through the relationships that we've been, building behind the scenes. We come up with the whole, freaking launch bags idea, and we've got really big plans for that, right? And so, like, there's gonna be even more people on the show from that, and so, like, we're gonna be building and doing some, I think, incredible things. And again, I think it's always important to learn from whatever the actual lessons you can, as opposed to just people whose every second word is scammer. Like they can whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna love them too, Juan. I think that's a brilliant way to put it. They have feelings and I love them.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. But fine, right? Putting that aside, what can we learn, and how do we move forward in a way that is constantly iterating, right? Like we want to, under promise, over deliver all the time, right? And on the stuff that I actually promised Uplift would do, not only have we accomplished everything I set out to do, but we're still doing it, right? Every single thing that I actually said we would do, we are still doing, and we never quit. I kept the servers and the mining and everything else going the whole freaking time, right? So fine, that's a whole thing. But people, hear something online and then suddenly it's completely true and they don't bother checking, which is it's not the best, but it is what it is. Yeah. What are you gonna do? And again, well, here's what you can do. You could start 6-7 weeks ago, whatever it was, and start where you can start. Modded is doing some amazing things with basically an Uplift server that is sort of a special community server. So you can do play and earn for Upliftium right now through that server. Somebody else is launching one in a little bit. We started doing some community grants. We basically my focus, anyways, no matter what we do, doing stuff in game and turning play and earn back on at some point, inside the actual servers themselves. Figuring out how to, really focus on creating value for the land NFTs, all that stuff is on my mind. But here we are in a meme token season. And what do we have? Because that's always on my mind, right? Like we're living off the land right now, because it really is. Like I've got Dr. Wayne, who can spend about a half an hour a month on this stuff, and me. End of list, except for community stuff. And there are genuinely people doing community stuff, right? So what can I, as a non-coder dev person, do? Well, we've got LIFTIUM, we've got amazing mining, we've got a bunch of stuff, and we can start creating relationships with some people to do some really, really cool things, right? So we started focusing on LIFTIUM, and so far that has objectively worked. It's up a little over 5,000% from the floor, so that's kind of fun if you like that sort of thing. I do. I like that sort of thing. Huge fan. There you go. Well, I'm the only person I know that loves crypto, specifically Wax. This show brings people with a like-minded interest together. Yeah, I mean, that's
cool.
Yeah, it's a good point, right? Of like, if you're out, I call all of my normal friends muggles, because I'm constantly in this world where we're doing all this utter insanity. And then, every once in a while, I'll go back on Facebook where I do all my music stuff, and I'll post some crypto stuff, and everyone's like, I don't understand a single word you just said. Like, yeah, I know. It's okay. I barely do either. So yeah, I guess. Okay, let's say it. Critics don't mean Juan or Adrian, but to overlook that Corey did a lot of shady things in the last cycle is silly. Name one. Like, what did I do? What did I do that was shady?
Please, no, stop, Corey. Don't name one. Name all of them.
Oh,
I want to know all of them.
100%.
And sorry, Corey, for what I'm saying.
That's all right.
Name all of them. And if you have legal grounds, let's start a lawsuit against Corey, and I will back you up. Go and get all the things that you want. Go and get the proof. Go and get everything. And I personally will pay for the freaking lawyer. But go and get all that stuff. Please go and get the proof that Corey is a scammer, and I will join you in the lawsuit.
I'll wait here.
Yeah, please go.
We should have hold music.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Come on, I really hate all this nonsense.
Dude.
If you are a scammer, please, guys, by all means, bring all the evidence here.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather was a lawyer. My mother is a lawyer. 2 of my cousins are lawyers. I'm not a lawyer because I hate lawyers, even if all my family is full of lawyers.
You had to break the cycle somewhere.
But come on. If you have the proof there, let's go. Let's
prove it.
Let's build a case. Let's prove it. If you really think there's a case to be open here, let's build, and let's go after Corey. Let's go after Ken. Let's get all of their money. Come on.
Let's do it. I mean, all of my money, you're not going to get very much, but you can try.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll grab you a beer. I gotta say, I remember Spicy Juan from back in the days, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, this is sort of the thing, right? I wanted to come on today and celebrate all the wins that the Uplift has had since I started working again, and I want to make sure that honestly, like, this is probably the space that we need to open right now. And again, like, Tube U channels, which I'm sure is your real name, come on the show. Like, DM me right now, and I'll send you an invite to get on the show. Just do it and come and explain yourself. Because if there's things that, like, the vast majority of people that think I did stuff wrong have no clue what actually happened. None. Absolutely no freaking clue. And I'm happy to address any of that stuff. Literally why I'm here, right? So, like, if you have like a legitimate criticism, I'm here trying to fix all that stuff. I could be gone. I could just fucking stay away. But I promised the Uplift community that when I could, I'd be back and I'd try and fix it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. What an asshole. Not only that, but like every single community that I'm a part of, I'm trying to help them and lift them up. What a dick. Which is exactly what I did last time. And I did that with Our Planet because they were really popular at first, right? And they did things and I started talking about it like on the show live. This hyperinflation thing is going to end badly, right? But I know the team still. And like they tried some amazing things and they did some amazing things and they made a bunch of mistakes. And I think we all do, right? And so yeah, I don't hate them. If somebody bought the top and they hate them, like that's a thing. If you buy the top of Bitcoin, are you going to hate Bitcoin? Come on now. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So,
okay, no DMs, no haters coming here with the proof.
Oh, here, I'll check my Twitter. Anyone? Oh no, there's no DMs yet.
No That's DMs sad. Yet.
I guess we keep going. I guess. You know what my favorite thing? Like, I know you mean it, and honestly, I would welcome it. I would love the chance for people to bring evidence against me and let me address it. Because here's what's going to happen. No one has anything. Well, no one has anything. I have a ton of shit.
And I think that I can imagine that some people are pissed off. I can imagine that they didn't like what happened. I can imagine a lot of things. But from there to being a scammer, I think there's a big distance. There's a big distance. And did you make mistakes, Corey?
1,000% yes.
Okay. Are you trying to fix your mistakes?
100,000% yes.
Did you learn from your mistakes?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Are you working with the community to change things, to turn things around?
Every day, not only in the Uplift, but with any other project on Wax that'll, want to work with me at all. And some won't talk to me, which is annoying, but I'll, whatever. Let's keep going.
Then I'm grateful for that. And I hope people are grateful for that and support you.
They are, right? So this is, I think the most frustrating thing for me is that, it's easy for, little keyboard warrior commenter Tube U channels, which is actually kind of a fun name. Congrats on that. That's pretty good. To say shit, right? And that, there's like 3 or 4 people that are on Twitter and, a couple that are in the NFT Blocks Discord. That's what really frustrates me. Because like, you're my friend, you're doing this stuff with me. The fact that like this shade lands on you is filling me with so much fire that like things will happen because of this. And not bad things. I'm never going to do anything against those people. That would be a categorical waste of my time. But what we are going to do is Launchbags is going to be so freaking successful that it's so freaking noisy that like those people might have a comment out of 1,000. Fine. Keep talking. Keep talking while we kick the fucking shit out of this place and do really well. And anybody who comes with us is going to do well too. Right? Even that, like the tokens that have come first and frankly kind of shown us what's possible on Wax, the Keks of the world, the Chads of the world, the Shipples of the world, like all of this stuff is going to be one thing. If you're on our little family of freaking projects, you're going to fucking do well. If you're, hanging out with a bunch of people that are complaining and calling other people scammers all the time, guess what? Your shit's going straight south. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Who's got some fucking fire now? Anyway, like it's just like, what else can we do? Right? Like, it doesn't drive me nuts. It does drive me nuts a little bit. But, and how many times I've said this almost every day on the show since coming back. I'll say it again. The thing that allowed me, not allow is the wrong word, that kind of made it possible for me to come back the way that I have, right? Like my personal finances just recently are kind of enough to time right up. Like I wish I could have started this earlier, but just for me, I couldn't do it, right? But here I am, and it's because a bunch of people said just look at the people you actually know, and who know you, and who might want to work with you, and it's the Wands of the world and Bullshipples and TC and Adrian from Wombat and because they actually know me. They knew what was going on at the time, and they know that I am not perfect and will make mistakes, but they know that I'll fix it, even if it takes me some time. And that's all you can do. And so I'm hanging out with you guys, and the more I hang out with you guys, and brainstorming with Keck, and we're gonna have conversations with Chad, and Dennis from the very early days of the Uplift is making AI God. Like all these people are building stuff. They want to try things. They want to do amazing things. Yeah. Those are the people that I'm gonna spend all my time with. Those are gonna be the people that I spend the vast majority of my time talking about, right? Because that shit's fun. This is like small. We have to address it. I think it's important for us to, not just brush under the rug. And for real, any of you, Left House, come on the show. I invited him a dozen times. Nope. He just wants to bitch online. Okay. But like, you could have come into the Keck channel and asked for help. Instead, you're 124 on Wax? Good for you.
You even took the time to look at the position?
Okay. I did. Well, here's the thing. And this is, it's a mistake and a failing, because I really do have a hard time, taking it personally when people are lying about me constantly, like in front of my face. It drives me nuts. And like, I want to be like the best kind of advocate for the Uplift and for launch bags and NFT blocks, because you've frankly done me the favor of doing this with me, right? And I know like shades falling on NFT blocks because of me, and that drives me fucking mental.
I don't see it as a favor.
Why?
No. Come on. I have to be open here, and I have to be to say the truth. I'm not doing this as a favor to Corey. I'm doing this because I think you are the best person for the show. I think I love your energy. I love how you bring life to this. I love. I used to love your show about the Uplift, and I love what we are doing now. I really love it. And if we are doing this together, it's because I think you are the right person to do this with. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked you. It's not, poor Corey, it was so...
No,
it's not about that. Come on.
I registered. I'm just really grateful for it. So I like your version better. And honestly, like, we've had some success already after like 6 weeks, whatever.
Yeah. So, and we will keep on building, and we will be patient, and there will be haters and whatever, but we will keep on going. That's what we will do. So to the question, are we stopping the NFT show? Fucking no. You want me to stop this show? Come and hit me hard. Hit me really hard.
Yeah. Come on the show and convince us.
I'm not going to stop.
Yeah. And really, like, the ultimate hype man. And so this is, there's some responsibility. We've talked about this. You've been here, Geeky, about this, right? I love talking about shit and people that I'm excited about. I really do. And, while we're sort of iterating and creating some things with launch bags and a bunch of partnerships and a bunch of I hype myself up to 11, right? Like, because I press the buy button as much as you guys do, right? So I'm like admittedly a degenerate around this stuff, and it's really fun. I think there's probably more ultimate hype people than me, but I really enjoy that. It's really fun for me, right? At the same time, like, I then become the face when the bear market comes, which is annoying, but now I'm at peace with it now, right? Everybody has to do your own research. If you're not, you're the fucking baby, not me. Yeah. Right? I'm going to talk about stuff that I'm excited about. And if that leads you to research something and you really love it and you want to buy Keck and get a trillion Keck, because honestly, like, I do think for me, that's a good idea. That you make your own decisions. Otherwise, you're just a baby, right? And if babies cry, and that's fine, right? But I reserve the right to talk about the stuff that I'm excited about. And I'll tell you this right now, some of the stuff that we talk about this cycle, as the bull market takes off, some of it won't work.
Yeah.
Right? People we have on this show will try things, and those things might fail. And you know what? We're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point?
And if something does not work, we will iterate, and we will make it work. And
100%.
if it doesn't work at the second, it will be the third or whatever. But we will be here doing our best and giving our best effort.
Yeah.
And is whatever that we are telling you financial advice? No. Are you going to get a millionaire because you buy a token promoted by Launchbacks? Most likely is that the answer is no.
I'll tell you right now, it's definitely not going to happen. For sure, it will not happen. You just watch. This will not work. It's definitely not going to be fun, and there's not hype for it already. And everybody who knows anything knows that everything I just said is not true. But at the same time, like, for real, this is true. Anything can happen. And that means that, like, stuff could be really small for a long time. Right?
Yeah.
But I think, like, that persistence is going to be interesting. Even, like, I was thinking about this the other day. So, I shout out to Keck, by the way. So Shipple's had like a really amazing TVL because all the crazy shit they did, getting like 900 pools or something or whatever, right? They kind of went super wide. It's bananas. So they had like, I think 11,000 TVL, which again, like, we're talking tiny numbers, but we are where we are with Wax, right?
Yeah.
So, that's kind of where they were at. They're doing some good volume. Fine. Keck, I think, is at 14,000 now because this dude is just coming up with different ways all the time to get more pools, right? Like that to create some more interesting ways to get more people interested in and getting rewarded for creating liquidity. Like the last one, I just gotta shut this out really quickly. They went on. He said, go on Taco, get Keck LSW, so liquid stake wax. So there's a pool for liquid stake wax and Keck. I was not going to touch my liquid stake wax. It's there. It's a token. I'm going to ignore it. Definitely not going to do anything with it. Shit, damn you, Keck. So then, I went and did that. And then you take that LP token and you come over to Alcor and you get to be part of the Keck LSW pool, right? So that LP token from Taco is now part of an LP pool with Keck. So Keck is in this thing twice, basically, in Alcor, and they're rewarding that at like freaking 4.2 trillion or some ridiculous thing. So I'm like, I don't have a choice. Like, I gotta try and get a position for this because it's too good. Oh man. But that kind of innovation is just, it's really fun to see. And honestly, like, it's a reason why they're doing well and why they will continue to do well, and why everybody else who's doing this kind of thing on Wax is going to be learning from what Keck does, up to and including like me talking to them about helping my AA god buddies, and he's like, actually, we need a launch pad, and we definitely need like a rug checker, and that has led to some things. So, and he's right, it's gonna be fun. So yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. So I guess go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking, because there's this token, the bull token.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I don't know, but yeah,
people need to understand this for sure.
And it's going up, a lot of volume, blah 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 blah. Who is complaining about that token? Who is complaining? Who is even paying attention? Even if the token is really going high in the list right now, I think it's 13 or something like that.
Did you see how big the TVL is, though? It's like a few $100s.
Yeah, and have you seen the trading volume?
Oh yeah, no, it's botted. Like it's literally just bought.
There are even buy and sell operations in the same transaction. So it's fully botted.
How do you do that?
You have a bot, and your bot is a smart contract, so you can have multiple operations in the same transaction. But okay, who's complaining about that? Who's on Twitter? Who's out saying, "Oh fuck, this is wrong," and that is wrong. But dude, who the fuck is complaining about that? Who is saying something?
Because they're anonymous. People were complaining about it when they thought it was me and bullshibbles.
I was the first one, and I was the first one, and I have to say that I'm very upfront. I came to Corey. Fuck, is this bullshitbles? No, at all. Okay, fuck, it's clear.
Oh, hey,
but okay,
it's out of the top 10 now. I think he got rid of it.
Yeah, it's out of the top 10. It's in 13 now.
Oh, is it?
But it was at 4 or something like that at some point.
For real, the entire TVL of the bull token is $277.
Yeah. And the traded volume?
In the last 24 hours is actually it's only $24 now.
Okay, then they stopped with the trading.
But 30-day volume is $381,000 in trading volume. Right? So like so this honestly, all of this is really good education for everybody, right? Like you can have. There's a lot of. I've actually been amazed that you have like a $1.3 billion market cap on Bonk, whatever it is, but you'll see like 300 million, like 30-40% of that token getting traded in a day. That seems wildly huge to me, right? It's nuts, but it's what happens, right? And is there bots trading that? I would imagine inevitably, because you could probably make some decent money doing it or whatever. But that, like, with this, it's tiny. Like, it really is. Like, if I make a token and there's like $10 worth of TVL on there, I can make it whatever price I want, right? And so like it'll show up wherever we want to show it. If I have bots, trading at 50,000 times a second, then people need to watch out for this right now, right? Well, it's like the freaking, I was telling you about this morning, the anal thing on Taco.
Oh yes,
right.
Yes.
There's like the serials killer guy that made like a bunch of Chad tokens trying to fuck with them, and again, like, honestly, thank you for doing all that. It forced the Chad community to get really, really good at saying, here's the contract, right? Here's the right Chad token. Same stuff they have to do on Sol all the time. You need to understand, or Ethereum or wherever, you need to know the contract address of the actual token you're doing, because people are allowed to do whatever they want. So it's good education. Thanks for doing that. Same guy created a bunch of tokens that are all bum related. Very, very bum related. And so they made a pool, and you get like a quadrillion anal and beads and other tokens if you get in the anal shill pool on Taco, because they apparently want that to be up top, so everybody thinks, oh my goodness, it's so hilarious, whatever. And they got 1% of Shibble locked up right now. It's like, thanks, I guess. Like, this is it's just it's interesting, and it's interesting having your name destroyed. Not something I would recommend. It's very difficult and stressful and made me depressed for a long time. But again, like, the people around me that are amazing collaborators and amazing people, we're just sitting there going, yeah, let's do some stuff. Let's get weird. And see if we can bring value and some excitement and some fun to the whole space. And that, I mean, never mind this conversation today and like the couple others that we've had to have about this stuff. 99% of my time since I got back is, holy shit, this is so fun.
Yeah,
it really has been.
Yeah,
and I'm really grateful for that, because it didn't have to go that way, right? It's funny. The people that actually know me all know that, like, what happened, and you bring it up, and I'm really glad you do. Like, did I do everything perfectly? No, of course I didn't.
No,
there's things I'm actively trying to fix right now. Like, well, here's the thing. How much land am I selling from the Uplift right now? None. Like, ever again. It's never gonna happen. Like, that's lesson learned. There's too much out there, so we're never gonna do it again. In fact, I'm not selling anything. And I haven't. Not once. Period. Now, how is Upliftium and LIFTIUM 50x off the floor? Well, we have a really cool mining system. And that really cool mining system was not favoring the 1 millions, the 10 millions, and the 100 millions NFTs. So I changed that, right? We took 10% off of all the other miners, and we added all the savings to those, the 1 million, the 10 million, the 100 million NFTs, right? So we did that one time. Things start ticking up, because now if you get Upliftium, you have a place to put it, right? One little tweak. And like, there was a couple people like, oh my goodness, like, why did you reduce the mining rate on my other miners? Like, our planet, say what you want about them, they're trying to fix things as well. Apparently they nerfed their NFTs by 99% twice. Which is like, wow. So, we need to create movement. We need to create some dynamism. And the other thing is, like, I have a hard cap on the amount of Upliftium that I'm allowing to go out, as we redevelop the system or whatever, right? So I had to cut somewhere, because I'm not going to add. I'm not going to be this hyperinflation situation. We've learned that lesson. How many times we have to learn that lesson, right? So here's how that works. Let's see what happens. So we make the first change, and we start seeing things tick up, right? We start making some LP deals. Other people start getting, interested in what we're doing again. And, we start to see, just go look at the LIFTIUM chart. You could see, like, literally every time that we, started doing things, you could see it on the chart.
Stop it. You're pumping it because you're going to dump on your community. Come on.
So no.
Right, let's come with the truth here, because that's your plan, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely going to dump on the community for sure.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to
confirm it and make sure that everybody knew that.
Yeah. No, everybody needs to know this for sure. No, and honestly, like not even as a joke. I've been buying Upliftium the entire bear market, and I'm probably never going to make any money off of Uplift whatsoever. But I need to figure out how to, make it a situation where I was incentivizing myself. I own tons of Upliftium, and I'm really excited about it. Right, and at some point, I probably will sell some. Same as everybody else. What's that?
Is that dangerous for your community?
So I think that's a good estimation that people need to make, right? Like I have some Upliftium. I think people can track this. I think I have.
People can track that for
sure. Well, and even on the, I was going to say for people that don't know, like you can track on the NFT side too, right? So not just how much of the token I have or how much liquidity or whatever, but how much of the NFTs I have. And I think because again, like I really was, while everybody was not paying attention and nobody cared at all, I was probably the only one buying Upliftium. Actually, not. I'm pretty sure Bullshit was too every once in a while. And again, like this is when I have $5, when I have $10 or whatever, right? It's like I freaking work for a living. Now, granted, it's playing guitar, but still, like I, don't have a lot of money. So I've got, I think, 12 of the 100 millions, right? So, and I think I've probably got about $500 million outside of that. So my whole thing, and people, this isn't sort of like this isn't a smart contract, right? So people in this system right now would need to trust me that I'm not tomorrow just going to dump it all, right? Yeah. And that's a legitimate concern that people should have. Now, if you've met me or understand what I'm trying to do in any way, shape, or form, you'll understand that goes exactly against everything that I want to do. But there's a lot of people that don't know me, right? So that's not insane. And really, like people, if they got really, really up in arms about it, could tell me to put investing contracts, and I probably would, because it's a good idea. Because at the same time, like I want to be, no matter what, if I'm selling any Upliftium, the last thing I want to do is damage the trend, right? Like that doesn't help anybody, and it certainly doesn't help my main thing, which is like, hey, I would like to actually rebuild Uplift into something that people love again, because they should. It's fucking amazing. The community that's still there is amazing, and it deserves it, right? Not because of me, but because of what the people that are still there and still love it, right? So yeah, no, but thank you. You said you were going to ask the hard questions. That's a good one.
Okay.
So yeah, I own tons of Upliftium. Fucking excited about it. Shoot me. Okay. Now, here's the plan moving forward. Now, now I really am thinking like I should do some vesting stuff, because we could do some stuff with WaxDAO. I think Keck actually
there you can do staking.
So Keck actually did. He put it in a vesting contract for all of the stuff that for his like marketing and stuff. He put all that in a vesting contract, which is tight. And like for us,
why are you going to WaxDAO?
I don't know, dude.
Doesn't Launchbags have a vesting contract?
They do. Are they gonna? Oh, here's an interesting question. Can projects that have already launched use Launchbags to do all their profile picture stuff and like all that stuff in the vesting contracts and get on the rating system?
For the vesting contracts, yes, the vesting contract will be deployed on Wax and it's public, so everybody will be able to use it as a vesting contract. That's
amazing. And then that would be an automatic point on the rating system, right?
Yes, that will be an automatic point on the rating system, indeed.
Boom. I love the idea that other projects who are already listed can basically try to earn their way up the 10-ish commandments of token awesomeness and safety. Because that gives even the Uplift and LIFTIUM markets like a target, right? And then like the TVL target is really on my mind, right? Price is done pretty well. I think our TVL is only about 5,000 right now. So like, we need to grow that, right? Because ultimately, like and again, like people need to I really do want to sell LIFTIUM at some point, right? But I want the market to be so massive that no one notices.
Yeah,
like that's the goal, right? Like you have a bunch of Nefty. Are you gonna dump?
Am I going to dump?
Yeah. Are you gonna crash the Nefty price?
I could, but I don't want to.
Right. It'd be
dumping
stupid.
For me. I can literally bring to zero the price of Nefty today if I wanted to, because I have the largest allocation during the bear market, I bought out one of the partners of the Únicos Impares, which is the company that owns NFT blocks. I had to buy him out, so I have an even bigger allocation because I got his allocation. So if I sell right now, I would be maybe the most stupid person on earth, because I will bring the price down
at some point.
Instead of getting a decent amount of money, I will get basically nothing.
Right. So what's our goal?
Yeah, if I do that,
our goal is to moon Nefty to fucking back, so that if you want to sell some,
but
like,
not
everybody benefits.
I think, well, my plan is not really to moon it, because that's not the plan.
No, that's my plan.
My plan, you're free to have it. My plan is not moon and NFT blocks. I think it really have a token that really reflects the value of what NFT blocks is doing.
Yeah.
And
so
with
we just said the same thing.
Enough liquidity and with a good price that reflects what we are doing. Right now, that's not the case. We have to work on that. We have to fix the mistakes that we made. We have to do a lot of things to make that right.
Yeah. And for me, it's funny. I love the way you put that, actually, because like that, the Nefty token being a reflection of Nefty block. Here's how I see that possibly going, right? And why I owned a bunch of Nefty from before, and I bought a bunch more recently because I sort of see the possibilities of what we can do. And it really is like, does launch bags happen without the Nefty team? No. Like, could I figure out like a whole other group of people to do it with? Maybe in like a year, right? So like, this thing is going to happen because Nefty is so freaking good at doing stuff like this, right? So Nefty, the token, can have a lot of value for how we decide to incentivize things or whatever, right? Like, we're literally for all the tokens to launch on this, 1% of all the tokens are going to go to Nefty and bag stakers. Like, that's like boom, done.
Yeah.
The more work we do, the better things we do, the more Nefty stakers are going to win. That's just one thing, right? Because I know there's like a bunch of Nefty blocks, like the actual platform stuff that we can do with Nefty, but it's on my mind, right? Because it's right now to me, and maybe it is just because I know you guys, it's so undervalued, because like we're 5 ideas away from it just being very, very, very strong. And like, I know you guys have a couple. We're gonna do at least one with bags, probably more with launch bags, and then it can move and be a reflection of the value that you guys can bring in a real way. Because right now, like that equation to me is very undervalued.
Yeah, I don't know if it's undervalued or not, because only the market can tell you that, and the market is not valuing it at the moment. Is it undervalued? I don't know.
No, that's a good way to think about it. It's not like,
I don't know.
I do. Now, granted, like I do, in the sense that I am aware of what you guys are capable of and what I think we're going to be able to accomplish with launch bags. So I'm valuing it in that future context in my brain grapes, right? And so, like, again, this is why nobody's ever taken advice from me. Like, I sound like a crazy person. For real, do your own research, like a lot of it. But I believe in it. I believe in you guys, and that to me is why I snag more. Because I know that we can come up with really cool things to do with it.
Yeah, that I believe. I do believe that we can build things that are fun, that are well built, that function, and that we will have fun while building them, and while other people are using the tools. So yeah,
right?
I'm sure.
When the market is sizable enough, like, I think you should be allowed to make money from that. Like, that NFT should be a thing of value for you, because you're the one who put the time in. You're the one who bought it. You're the one who got the allocation because of things that you built.
Yeah, but I think that there is where we have to be very careful.
Agreed.
And make sure that that the way things work on a wax do not bite us in the ass once again.
How do you see that happening? Like, knowing that you aren't going to dump on the market, because that would be like, just selfishly, that's stupid, right? So like,
that's selfishly, that's stupid,
right?
Yes.
Like, we have, especially because we're public. It's not like we're anonymous, so we can dump and then like just disappear, right?
Yeah.
Like, I have some Upliftium, and I've bought and sold some or whatever. I'm pretty sure, don't tell anyone, I'm pretty sure I sold a little bit to get some kek, and I regret nothing. But we've been developing these over the time, right? But yeah, like there's such an amazing self-interest thing for us to just be careful about it, to be building the market up to the point where, if we do decide to, take some profit from it, it's in a market that's so healthy that everyone's just like, yeah, of course they sold some. Of course they did. Right. Oh, by the way, it's not 50x, it's 100x up. You're welcome. Right. And then again, the TVL has to be so big that anybody can move big numbers out, not just me or anybody else who's been buying the whole time, right? It has to be big enough so that everybody who wants to trade in or trade out at any point or any level can do that without, hitting the price by 10%. Like that's ultimately, there's a reason why when Adrian started talking about stuff with the mob coins and stuff, we start talking about TVL contests. And because that's a huge part of the game, right?
Yes.
Like people need to be, and I think I saw some people complaining because like Bullshibbles bought up the floor of the Ken token or whatever. And like, oh my God, it's fucking low liquidity, blah, 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 blah. It is, right? Ken's gonna have to figure that out. Like he's gonna have to do some deals with people to do that. But it's a solvable problem, right? And it's one that Bull will never fucking solve because they don't care. They literally just wanted to get on the top list, right? Or unless maybe they could come on the show. Maybe they're actually real and they just wanted to get attention and they could come on the show and tell us what their game plan is. I don't know, right? We literally don't know who they are. So whatever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that like when we start doing this stuff, and I noticed this morning that Keck TVL passed Shipple TVL like they were stopped. And like I know how much work Bullshipples does for the TVL and Shipples. So like that's fucking horse race now, guys. Like that's awesome. That's really fun, right? So when we've got 10 tokens launched with launch bags, and everybody's doing some collab deals and stuff. By the way, a huge shout out to Keck for just that they did some burned liquidity with the Ken token, because again their TVL is so small, rewarding it didn't make sense to them. I love that pivot, right? Like that sort of disparity didn't make sense. But here's what we can do: it's just instantaneously, not whether or not we can collaborate with everybody in the space, but how in a meaningful way. And that was such an example for me that I learned a lot from that. Anyway, dude. I want to track, and maybe we should do this too. So everybody listed on, if you're on the site, right? So on Launchbags, Keck has a profile page and it's got like the big liquidity pools or whatever, and it's got their farms or however that ends up working, right? Like another place where you can kind of have all the information that, and the rating system, right? So like the stuff that we have third party confirmed is true about Keck or Chat or whatever. So like I would love to see a TVL for the entire Launchbag ecosystem, the stuff we launch and the people that are like with us, right? Because that number is like boop, 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 boop. That'll be like my scorecard. Like are we actually creating enough momentum in the space that that total value locked is going up all the time, and people are really they're having fun. It's a dynamic, and people are trying new things and creating new interesting ways to do these kind of meme tokeny things in ways that people dig, because like this has gotten massive in other places, like so massive that I don't think any of us really understand it. And that to me is like, I see that as just, if when we get it off the ground, go from 0 to 1, which is for the record, the hardest thing to do. Right. Then like the potential is absurd. Like it's completely insane.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I shouldn't ever think about it, because I hype man myself to the fucking moon and back. Like it's crazy. So we do have to, there's one other very challenging thing we do have to bring back from the beginning of the show.
Okay.
From the very beginning. You asked, because some people were like, oh, start fucking crazy asshole, blah, blah, blah. I'm paraphrasing slightly. You asked if we should quit the NFT show. So I guess we have 152 people watching. If all 153 people watching, if all of you tell us to quit because we're dicks, I mean, you guys all know Juan isn't a dick. He's a fucking gem of a human being. But like, because we're not bringing any value to the space, 154, this is going to get a long conversation. We'll just stop and just, if we're not bringing any value to the space.
If we're not bringing value, if we're not working in the correct way, let's shut this down.
And really, like, here's the thing too, like that's I think a very cheeky, entertaining way to just like fucking we'll stop. 157. By the way, we're in like total record territory for the NFT show right now, which is highly entertaining for me. But yeah, like that's I guess we'll just call it in after this. But I mean, the other thing is like, show us specifically what we can improve on, and we always will. Like that's like it's a given. Right? If there's a thing that we can do that's actually gonna, benefit the space, and it makes sense, and like you can convince us that we did something wrong, That's not hard to do. There's things I can improve all the time. 159. Sorry. That's I love that. And I know, I watched you guys the whole last time. I've been bragging about it for 5 years. Every single time anybody gave you guys a suggestion on NFT blocks, it was like built by the end of the day. It was insane. And I know that's not like it's like a tad of hyperbole, but not much.
Yeah.
You add stuff, you fix it, you learn. 160.
Yes, absolutely. We have never stopped working on this, even if sometimes it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Maybe right now it doesn't even make sense. Just
you know,
think about it. Just
yeah.
think about this.
Oh yeah.
And go to what's the name of this platform? Let me just that radar. Go to that radar. Just check how much Atomic Hub. What's the traded volume on Atomic Hub? Check what's the traded volume on Nifty. We are at lowest of the lowest. It's
right.
nothing. We've built
why are we
a
doing
lot.
it?
We've invested a lot on this. Why are we doing it? Why do we keep on doing it? Why do I keep on coming here every day and talk to you?
I mean,
why?
I know why I'm doing it. Why are you doing it?
I'm doing it because I'm having fun.
Okay, that's
the
a good
only
reason.
That's the only reason. I'm having fun while doing this, and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And I hope that things will change. I hope that with what we are doing, the Wax blockchain will be again an ecosystem full of degens who want to buy NFTs, trade NFTs, buy tokens, trade tokens, and have fun while doing it. And yeah, that's why I do it.
Yeah. Well, and for me, the fun thing is definitely it. Like that's, the ability to sort of materially help people that I think are doing cool things and friends that are like legitimately trying to build cool things. I mean, I would wake up in the morning and do that for free. That's you're totally right about that.
And
the other thing that I set a rule for myself this cycle is I only want to own things where I can materially affect their outcome. Right. So where I can hopefully add some value. Right. And so like the amount of wax that I own has been going down and down and down and down and down. Because like maybe that'll do good and maybe it won't. But like here's the things that we can do that might supercharge the ecosystem. Right. I'm not going to sit around and wait for wax to figure stuff out. I mean, honestly, they probably will. They've already done some cool things. They'll do other cool things. People will agree or disagree. Fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not waiting for that. Right. And I know you're not waiting for that. What can we do?
I fully agree. But I have to say that I don't want to own things that I can influence.
You don't?
That's exactly what I don't.
Okay. Why not?
Why not? Because, for example, I own a lot of Nifty.
Right.
But that I own it, not because I bought it. I own it because that's how the tokenomics were set. And that's basically how I was going to get paid to the level that I was paid in the past before being full-time crypto.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. Okay, well.
Didn't happen yet.
Yet. Yes, I agree. It didn't happen yet, but it will happen, but it will be, that I can influence.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to buy more Nifty. I'm not going to go and buy, if we have the BAX token, I'm not going to go and buy the BAX token because whatever I do to bring in the value will be because I'm working, because I'm making things happen.
Right.
But not because I'm buying the token, because that might be confused by people. If I go and buy,
it might be.
I could come tomorrow and say, I'll buy $100,000 worth of Nifty. What will happen with Nifty? There will be a green candle the size of the, I don't even know what's the highest building in the world anymore, but you will have a highest.
It'd be very high. It
will be very high. But then what's the value? If I try to get that out,
that'll be tough, right? So
it will not be tough. It will be almost impossible. So I should not do that. So I won't buy Nifty. I won't buy whatever token. If I have an allocation, great.
Yeah.
I'll put in the work.
So this is this is a constructive place for us to disagree, I think, because I don't think there's a difference between getting an allocation and deciding to buy more. There's not.
No, for me, there's a difference.
Okay, for me, there's definitely not. For me, I want, and I think and again, this is in my own brain. Everyone should, make whatever judgment you want. I think people want me owning more Upliftium because that means that I'm going to be more focused on it. I'm going to be thinking about it more. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I'm doing a lot of things. We have many irons in the fire, right? So like I'm, my friends are making, AI God, and I'm helping them, to do that, right? I'm definitely buying some of that, right? Because I believe in that team and I think they might do well. But also like the fact that they're coming on the show, people will learn about it. That's more attention. That's the value that I get to bring to the space. And I might benefit from that.
Yes.
And I don't feel bad about this at all.
That's okay.
Right? Now, granted, like if they
I'm
totally,
going to buy that. I'm going to buy that because I want to have fun, not because I want to make money from that.
Well, that's fair too, because that's definitely part of it. It's funny too. I was telling Juan off the air, Dennis he's a pretty soft spoken guy, right? We're gonna have him on the show, by the way. He's coming on Friday, and talking about brainstorming this idea or whatever. And he was telling me that he was talking to somebody outside of crypto and just happened to tell them like a little bit about it or whatever. And like instantaneously they wanted to buy it just because kind of it's a powerful meme that is sort of not really out there yet. It's a little cheeky and not for everybody, but like, hey, what are you gonna do? So yeah, I think it's got some legs. Is my point. Like I think he's sitting on something that's could do really really well. By the way, I should mention we Juan sat me down this morning and gave me a come to Jesus moment. I've been trying to get AI God to launch really quickly so that we could launch everything else like tomorrow. So I can do it yesterday, right? So we're gonna push back the fair launch. Initially was going to be Friday. We're gonna do that next week. Now we're gonna have Dennis on the show on Friday to kind of talk about it, really get people to kind of know about it more, right? Which makes tons of sense.
I think that should be a standard for launch packs.
Yeah,
it will not be mandatory once it's self-service, but I think it's a good practice that people who want to launch a new project comes to the show and explain the audience what are you planning to do, why are you doing this, what do you want it to happen, what's the future of the project. So that's important.
And drill everybody who launches a token. There's only 170 people watching. We should definitely quit. Sorry, couldn't resist. By the way, it's seriously, guys, for everybody who's watching, thank you. Obviously, Juan and I have a great deal of fun doing this. There's some frustrating things about it, and we kind of work it out on air. So, thanks for being here for our little therapy session. But yeah, genuinely, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. And if you guys have any ideas about how we can improve it, or any ideas about who we can have on and lift up because they're doing amazing things in the space, please tell us, and we'll do all those things if we are remotely capable of doing it. So, frick was I talking about before distracting myself again, Juan?
AI God and tokens launching on launch packs.
Yeah. So okay. So basically, it's the reschedule thing. We have some fun stuff to airdrop to the 4 communities that I said I was going to airdrop whitelist to. It's still more or less going to work out the same. Only this is going to be cooler. And then we're going to do a big bounty block thing to get everybody over on the Telegram, get everybody over on the Twitter, and to just kind of grow those to kind of increase that base. Oh, I do remember what I was going to talk about. Thank you. So working my way back there. When we first started talking about bags and sort of like wondering about all the different things we could do with a token that was kind of like Wuffy, that was really like only ever going to be airdropped to people, or claimable is a better term, right? Like really community focused and building that network of value, which I think is going to be really fun. The thing that you did over and over again while we were doing that is what I want you to do to every token. What's your big freaking why? Why should I care? What are you doing? What does this matter? Right? Like, why should anyone care remotely about this? And I think we should ask that question like 5 times, because it's only going to help the project. Right? Like some people might come in with like a really well-developed thing. And like when we first asked the question, we both kind of sat there like we kind of knew, but like, and
we brainstormed that here in the show in one of the first episodes.
That's true. You can go watch that show. We do everything in public. Unlike anonymous people who pitch online. What? Oh, by the way, there's 175 people watching. You guys are insane. We don't bring any value to this space. What are you doing watching this? Lunatics. Shit. Okay, so yeah, the big why thing I think is going to be clutch, right? Because like if we do that for every single project, like what do the mobs say from Wombat? Like Red Mob comes in like,
and during the last cycle, I think that was missing. People were not explaining the why. People were like crazy buying any NFT project or whatever.
Yeah,
they didn't even understood the project. They didn't know why the team was building what they were building, or not even worrying about the team being capable of building it.
Yeah.
And
Or
I think
them even being humans.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. I mean, that, you know,
Yeah.
honestly, like, I'm gonna just see, we're just gonna share this between you, me, and our 177 friends. I am legitimately gonna spread a rumor that Dennis is an AI. He's not, but like, I can't prove that. I've never been in the same room as him. He lives in Europe.
But he will be here in the show on Friday.
He will.
He will.
AI or not, he's gonna be here. And
he's gonna be here. Yes.
He's such a freaking sweetheart. I can't wait for you guys to meet him, because he's a gem of a human being. And again, unless he's an AI, which I can't disprove. I think you're probably an AI. Actually, that would make a ton of sense.
Me?
You're a beast. Yeah, in the best possible way. I mean,
I would love to be an AI.
Dude, me too.
Yeah.
Being immortal or whatever.
That I would hate.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I could find interesting stuff to do.
Oh no.
No?
It'd be so freaking boring being immortal.
No way. Is it boring right now?
No.
Just add more.
No, but it's not boring right now, because I know that someday it will stop. So maybe. I'm trying to do get the most out of each and every day. But if I knew this could last forever, I would be like watching TV 3 years in a row.
Well,
not doing anything more than watching TV.
I don't think.
And getting fat as I could. And then 3 years exercising to make up for that.
See, you're already thinking of interesting things you could do. Nailed it. I hear you. All right. So, again, this is the best 15-minute show on the internet. Thank you guys for joining. Yes. Sorry, for anybody new, there's got to be some new people who've never seen us before. We're going to start this as a very tight 15 to 20-minute show, and we have never successfully done that. Okay, I should let people know this was going to be, all about Uplift, and the conversation went exactly where it needed to. And I'm grateful for that. I've been telling everybody.
Wait. Just before we wrap things up, we have to go to the comments on Twitter and see if someone is asking us to stop the show.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Hold on.
But I don't know. Do you have the account there?
I gotta my whole computer freaking rebooted itself, so I gotta log into everything again. It's really annoying, but I can do that, so we will accomplish this at some point. Boop.
Yeah, but no, I don't see anybody saying that we should stop the show. But I'm very bad at Twitter, so.
So just need to confirm.
Oh no, I'm really bad. I retweet something that I shouldn't be retweeting. I quote something that I don't know. I'm the worst. If you need a community manager, never ever hire me, because I'm literally the worst.
Okay, yeah, no. So this is burst of energy. So, I mean, he was saying we were bashing the hell out of our planet. I mean, apparently he's not watching the show today. We didn't do that today. And again, like Ken hates our planet. Everybody knows this, right? Like, he didn't like what they did. I was telling him at the time, he has no choice. Welcome to Web3, right? And that's just like, it's a thing that can happen. If somebody decides to value your NFTs, they're allowed to do it. And there's nothing you can do. We had long conversations about this. I have never yelled at anyone from the Our Planet team. Like, in fact, I was defending them when everybody else was freaking angry.
And as I said at the beginning of the show, I never played at Our Planet, and I'm not planning on playing it if they're relaunch or they're whatever. But I don't hate them, not at all. And I don't think they are scammers. And as I told at the beginning of the show, I disagree with Ken, or if he thinks they abused him or whatever, that's his opinion, not mine.
So hey, so Burst has opinions. I don't know if Burst told us we should quit the show. But I mean,
we can quote him if it's there in our comments. Let's go over that.
Yeah, he said I'm the bad guy for saying what everyone's been saying for years. Juan knows what he's doing. Just look who benefited from his VIP program early. Not the artist community still working here. No people like Jenny could go on. Is that what happened? I don't remember that way.
Sorry, I'm not getting it. Can you explain me the problem slowly?
I can read you what he said. I can read you what he said. I don't get it at all. But again, I mean this, Burst. If you're watching this, hate watching or whatever, come on the show, dude. right? Like,
yeah, absolutely. By all
and
means.
we can disagree. You can bring whatever evidence you want. If you don't bring evidence,
Absolutely.
I'll fucking crucify you.
No. And but come on. Don't be like that. If he wants to join, he can join. Maybe not bring evidence or whatever, because are you asking Ken to bring evidence that our
no, you're right.
Him? He can say whatever he wants. You
You're
are
right.
free to believe him or not.
You're absolutely right.
So everybody's free to come here and say what they want to say.
They're
Please
talking
try
shit
to
about
be
my
as
friend.
respectful as possible with anybody else, but by all means, come here.
You're absolutely right. This is why I defer to you in all things. Anyway, so yeah, so I guess we're I can't see if he said we should quit. Oh man, they're even like getting on Maxi TV. Come on now. That's not why. I just don't get it. It's like the anyway, so I was I'm still on there trying to find where they said we should quit. Crypto Chief just retweeted our show, so I guess they think we should keep doing that. Maxi just tweeted out waste of energy. I can't speak to what he means by that. Anyway, but I do like thank you for the pivot, because I get, again, I've said this out loud and it's something that I'm actively working on. I do want to not be defensive. And it's even harder when people do that to my friends. Like, part of the Uplift thing is when people say shit about me, what they're actually doing is damaging the people in the Uplift that are still there and they're still trying. That drives me insane. And it doesn't serve me to get freaking angry. And, the last thing I want to do is become these people that are like freaking out, yelling and scammer at everybody, right? Like that, I don't want to be them. So it makes sense. And really, like, and I knew you mean this and I mean it too. We want to leave this space open so that you can come here and tell us exactly what we did wrong. Yeah. And then I'll tell you, like, if it's something that I'm capable of fixing, I'll tell you how I'm trying to do that. Because that's literally why I'm back. That's what I'm doing here, right? That's the whole fucking point. And people might disagree with how I'm doing it for tons of good reasons, maybe. I don't know. But if people are bringing actual facts instead of just, saying mean things online, then that's signal that we can improve on, right? Like, that's at least helpful.
If they have ideas, if they have comments, if they have however, by all means, come here, and feedback is always welcome. What happened, Corey?
I got, you know what? I'm not even gonna read this one. I'm just gonna show you because it's too good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on. Oh shit. Please hold. Man, if we break 200 a day, both my nipples are gonna get hard. So maybe don't have that happen, because that might be awkward for everybody. So this is on your poster. We stopped the NFT show. Okay. Senior Lupe is no evers.
Is no evers.
It's no evers. Okay, we were talking about maybe starting an NFT line. We might just have to do that now. Just go, it's no evers, and sell them for Keck and burn it or some shit. So no, you should just talk to people that haven't screwed people over. Honestly, you should go the route of Atomic Hub and bring in Polygon NFTs. Okay, well, so there's two signals, right? So I think, like, especially on the Ken thing, because he is very controversial, and obviously he comes on and starts, yelling about everybody or whatever. Like, not everything I agree with. But I know him personally, and I love him as a human being. But there's things
as much as controversial as he is, and crazy, and I will say it here publicly. When I first met Ken, not real life, but online, I said, this guy is an asshole. I never, ever want to have anything to do with Ken. But then I had the chance to go to his show, and I said, fuck, I will do it for Nifty Blocks. And it was great. And after that, I started hanging out with him a little bit and having conversation. And Ken is a very smart guy, and you can have extremely interesting conversations with him. And that's why I appreciate him. And as a human being, as you said, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He might have done things that I don't agree with.
Well, and
everybody has, but 100%. He's public.
Yeah. And the he's coming back too, and he's trying to fix it. Now, like, and on Carl Calculator, I recognize you've been tweeting about me a bunch, and I get that. And, I want to actually address what you said, because it's stuff that I feel personally. I know why he wasn't around during the bear market, and I know he wishes he could be. And, people can say you suck because you weren't here for 2 years. They can say the same thing about me, right? You suck because you weren't here for 2 years. And I have to take that because I wasn't, right? I'm not just coming back because it's bull market. I'm coming back because I now have the ability to do so. So like, that's all I could do. Now, do I wish I could have been stronger and better positioned and not, have screwed up, so much with some of the deals that I saw, all that bullshit, right? Do I wish I could have been better? Of course I do, right? But I'm here now and I'm doing what I can. And people can disagree with that. They really can. It just like, and you don't owe me any favors. Nobody does, right? But there are people in the Uplift community who didn't sell and who have been there doing some stuff even when I couldn't. And don't disrespect them because they're trying to, right? And my mistakes are not their mistakes. Anyway, whatever. So you shouldn't talk to people that screw people over. Again, that's your opinion about Ken screwing people over. I know why he stopped, and I know what he's planning to do on Wax to try and rebuild it. And is he going to make mistakes again? Fucking guaranteed. I guarantee he's going to make mistakes again. He's going to try a million things.
Just not to bring you down, but you're included in the list of the people who screwed people over.
Oh yeah. No, I see that. Yeah,
just to be sure that everybody's on the same page,
right? And that's why. But that's why I was talking about the fact that, like, I think that a legitimate criticism of me is that I was gone for 2 years, right?
Yeah,
and reasons
that
for
that you sold too many
right.
land.
I sold too many land. Yeah, that's also true, and also something that we're trying to fix. Note that we are not selling land anymore. And there's actually a bunch of discussions about how to sort of try and figure that out. And again, like there's been some priorities, but that's kind of where we're on that. But yeah, so I want to actually read this out. Problem is what the show puts the spotlight on. For now, the guests and Corey on the show are the people who ignored their community. Tell that to Adrian. Abandoned their projects during the bear. Tell that to Nettie and Adrian and all Apex and didn't deliver on what was agreed on. Yes, I fucking did. Literally all of it. If you go back and look at what I promised we would build with the Uplift, it's built. It already exists. Yes, we sold too much land. There's reasons for that too, but you should come and talk to me about why that happened. Like, it's still a mistake and I still need to fix it, but there's reasons. Abandoned their projects during the bear. Again, I was depressed and working my ass off to pay for the servers that are still on and have been on the whole time. Right now, again, like, do I wish I could have done more? Yes, but that's why. Now you know why. Yeah. And now want to claw their way back in when it's bull market again. I mean, am I back here and it's bull market and I'm having a good time? Guilty. So that's now granted, like, he didn't say we should quit. But I mean, like, there's 211 people here, and I think like 3 people are saying, like, they didn't say specifically we should quit, but they had criticism. Some of which were legit. And thank you for that. Because, like, we don't want to shy away from that stuff. I don't.
No.
Right? Like that, if I'm going to be here and I'm going to try and rebuild the Uplift and we're going to build launch bags into something, I want people to understand who the fuck I actually am. Because so many people, I've seen 3 times now in the NFT thing. Well, I don't really know Corey at all, but he's an asshole. Well, really? Like, come and talk to me. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyway, I'm talking a lot.
And when we started the show during those days, there's this guy who wanted to launch a game on Wax.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew he was a new scammer. And the thing I did was very bad because I invited him to come to the show. But he never accepted the invitation.
Really? Did you tell me about this before? I don't think you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't tell you about it because he never accepted the invitation, so he could not come.
Huh.
So, but that's exactly my point. People who comes here and wants to talk, I think each people, they are people with good intentions. They are people who want to really make things in the right way. They might make mistakes. They might have made mistakes. But if they are willing to show their faces, I think there's people who deserves a chance.
That obviously I agree because I am kind of one of them, right?
Yeah.
That people, and again, like, it's funny how few of them there actually are compared to how many people are hanging out with us these days. There's some people that still hate what happened last cycle. No one hates what happened last cycle more than me. No one hates what happened last cycle more than me. I guarantee you that's a fact. It just is. But again, like, people aren't talking to me personally. And so, ideas are going to go out there or whatever. And we have to do this. I mean, It's fun, man. I really did. Like, I wanted. There's so many positive things going on for the Uplift right now. We've been back at it for 2 months. Like, I wanted to go on like a celebration tour, but this is probably more important. You said you were going to ask the hard questions. The hardest question comes first. Why don't we just get rid of the NFT show? There's only 222 people who watch it. I'm sure all of them hate us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit. Anyway.
Okay. But guys, the 15 minutes, 1 hour, 15 minutes.
That's our mark.
That's our mark.
Okay. Dude, yeah, thanks, Steven. You guys are still trying. That's more than most projects from last cycle. True, a lot of them still on here. So I didn't know. I got to bring this up. Keep experimenting and keep up the FAFO. So I am feeling a little old, and I didn't know what FAFO was, but it's my new favorite thing. It's fuck around and find out.
Oh man, I love it. I didn't know what it was either. So and I was too ashamed to ask.
Okay, for the love of God, somebody start that as a token on launch bags. I will smash the buy button on that. Fuck around and find out. Like that dude. Come on, that has to exist. Steve, put a team together and start that. Oh my God. Oh man, that's good stuff. And Burst, if you're hate watching or if anybody knows Burst, for real, come on the show and let's talk about it. And bring up like all the specific things that you hate. And if we can fix them, we're probably already trying and you don't know about it.
Yeah, and come on, not only the things that you hate. If you have advice, if you have good ideas, bring them on.
Right. I mean, that would be more constructive. I just like people want to be what they want to be. And I think well, and this might be a misconception of mine, right? I don't talk to Burst. Like all I ever hear about is him bitching about stuff, right? But from other people. It would be way cooler to find out what your vision for Wax in this ecosystem is, because I think that it's probably positive. I believe that you believe that you're doing the right thing, right? Even though I fundamentally disagree with how you do it. But I mean, like, we probably want some of the same things, and maybe we can figure that out and build them, because that's what I want to do, right? Who knows? Anyway.
Absolutely. And we have a very good question here from Steve.
I wonder if there's a platform that could help him with that.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. That's the whole point of launch bags. You don't need the technical knowledge. What you do need is be good at building community. Be strong at building community, because that is what makes a successful meme coin. We can provide all the technology, all of what you need, but the community, that's on you.
Yeah. And I think it's funny too, that we spent the morning hashing out ways to improve the AI God launch as an example, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like full on, like, let's do it 5 seconds ago, blah, blah, blah. But he's right. Like we're going to be helping Dennis to do some community building and making some examples, right? Anybody that wants to know about like how to do like the community building stuff, make sure you never miss a Keck announcement. Make sure you never miss, honestly, like we're doing pretty good at Uplift, right? Like my announcements aren't as good as Keck's. I'll tell you that right now. He's fucking blowing me out of the water. I was going to bring that up. And Chad too, right? We now have examples in the space of people that are grinding and building communities. Watch what they do and then do that. And for the love of God, make the fuck around and find out coin. Jesus. So good. And this is the thing, like, I know 5 people right now that would mash the buy button on that and like never look back. It's just like, let's go. Oh shit. It's just like, and this is the thing about, the building communities. I think there's consistency. There's a lot to it, right? And I think we're gonna, I think, develop some best practices. And this is not objective, so I don't want it part of the ratings.
Not only is not objective, but it's something that changes constantly.
Right.
So it's very difficult. You have to really be dynamic and adapt. Things that worked out yesterday will not work today. So that's one of the biggest challenges here.
Yeah, like we're going to be working with projects all the time that are iterating and doing cool things, right? So I think it's huge vested interest for us as a launch pad to be creating a list of here's all the coolest things we've ever seen anyone do, right? And how to like build from scratch. So Steve, who's like, maybe seen some of us do some things or whatever, but we could basically say, listen, like, here's a list of all the things you can do that require no technical knowledge whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
And of course, if you're launching on launch bags, you're going to come on the show. There's only 230. Jesus Christ. We can introduce you to 228 of our closest friends, and we could get moving. I'll tell you right now, if this trend keeps going in our ecosystem, with all of our friend communities and the things that we're planning on launching, that's gonna be big. That's gonna be big. So the need to create a how-to video. I was actually talking to by the way, Julie, thank you for that. Or July Tome, sorry, not Julie. So Ant, our buddy Scron is going to launch an Ant token, right? And he's got a bunch of like really good questions. He's never done anything like this, and was like, man, you guys are going to need an FAQ, and that's right? So like, if you look at the AI God website, aigodtoken.com, if I'm not mistaken, so you can see a lot of stuff, right? So there's like the way they decided to do the token allocation. And the kind of the big why and sort of a bunch of things or whatever, the culture, you'll see sort of examples of what's possible.
So yeah, but remember that we plan to launch the first 10 tokens without a UI to automate everything, to learn more about the process and be able to create not only this video tutorial of how to use all the tools, but also fine tune how we should present it to the community.
Yeah, dude, I want to fuck around and find out. Hey, man. So this is the other thing too. Like, Steve, if you start now, like it's on, Juan and I are very focused on making sure. Sorry, I'll get rid of this. This is like super fun.
Yeah. By all means, reach out, DM Corey, and
we'll help you make a plan.
Exactly. We can set up a call and we will help you make a plan, figure out with the tokenomics, how to share things.
Dude, we can do it on the show.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, we can do that. Of course.
The actually the episode way back, Steve, you might have seen it, that we did, like, so you want to start a meme token, might be an interesting way to start. But yeah, this is part of it, right? NFT's so good at making the barrier of entry from a technical perspective kind of go away, and that's our goal with this, right? And then to sort of have the rating system so that projects know, like, these are the kind of things that build confidence, right? It's really kind of an educational thing as well, right? So you have targets to kind of go after to show that you're serious and you're not messing around. And then again, like a whole freaking bunch of tutorials on what are the things that are possible for building TVL, and for building community online, and for figuring out what your big why is, right? Like, all of that stuff that's super smart. I think we'll eventually build all that stuff. But in the interim, you start among the first 10, like, we're right there with you, because we want to figure out, because we want you to be successful. In fact, like, there's a lot of distractors. And by a lot, I mean, 7, but still they're allowed and whatever. So like, we would like for everybody who launches with launch bags to do absurdly well, like so well that everyone is like, well, shit. Okay, right? And does that mean that everybody who launches a token on launch bags is going to be successful for all time? No, of course not. Oh, dude, it's Julie to me. All right, thank you so much. So you lied to me.
You lied to me.
You lied to me. Oh God, that's pretty funny. That's even funnier than what I thought it was. All right. Anyway, fuck around and find out. That's like, even just though, because you're like, we'll have you on the show to talk about FAFO. And then I'm just going to have to say fuck around and find out 50 times. No. Oh, man. Yeah. So
cool.
So I guess we've established. And so I didn't even get a chance. Well, go to the Uplift Discord or whatever. I'll tell you, just DM me. I'll tell you what's going on. Long story short, the more of those 10 million Upliftium NFTs you have right now, the better position you are for what I'm about to do with the Uplift. That's kind of all you need to know. That's going to be good, and there's like announcements how to do that stuff, and I'll maybe post it underneath the show. It's actually really easy. Again, like, community member that keeps doing stuff that, again, when people besmirch the Uplift, they're besmirching that guy, which is why my blood gets up a little bit. Modded Outlaw has been there the whole time, doing stuff when I couldn't do it, and like launched this really cool tool, because you can swap the LIFTIUM token for Upliftium NFTs, right, and back, right, through the tokenized NFT contract. People used to have to send either 1 million Upliftium or like the NFTs, but only ones. If you send a 10, it doesn't work, right? To the contract, it spits out the LIFTIUM token. Or you could send 5 million or 1 million or 3 million LIFTIUM to that contract, and it'll spit out the NFTs, right? So people can fuck up the contract. I've done it, right? So like, getting that the wax address to send it to. So he made this really cool thing that it just does it automatically now, right? So that's the thing that didn't exist a month ago that exists now. It's really slick, and I'm really, really proud of him and grateful that he's in our community. It's really cool stuff. So there's that, and then there's like the blending page on upliftium.hi to get to the 10s. And for real, just go to the Discord, ask me, tell me why you should freaking bother. Long story short, I'm making long-term staking. Those staking NFTs are going to be targets for airdrops. I've got tons of ideas for that, and the community is coming up with them all the time. I'm actively learning from projects like Bonk that got up to a $1.3 billion market cap. What they did is very fascinating to me, and it's very, very fun. And all the other sort of game stuff for Uplift is still going, and I think we're coming up with really cool ideas. But ride the wave you're on, and it's freaking meme token season on wax. So rock and roll.
Yes.
All right, Corey, I'm going to DM you on Discord. I'm so fucking excited about that. You know how this show is ending right now, Juan? Fuck around and find out.